So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? Come on, but it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger, I fear, in his training.
accepted. I took this during Discord, and I'll have some odd random stream during the week, and I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make some special goodbye there, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. So we're not crashing at right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants a treat. Do you want a treat, little buttons? Do you want a treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. Me too. See you next time.
Kaboom! Yes, greetings. Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday again. It's the beginning of another week for Gripper Sim streams. I hope you're all having a good week so far, and I hope you're all relaxed and in good form. I hope if you're at work, just you know what to do. You know the story. You've got your iPad or your phone hidden, and you're listening to music. You know, or your phone discreetly put underneath something they can't see. You'll see them coming anyway. And they think you're listening to music while you're programming or whatever it is you're doing, if you're in an office, that is, and you can sneak it in easy enough. I did it all the time. Anyway, no, I didn't. I was a very diligent IT specialist, engineer. They called me an engineer. I don't know, engineer this, engineer that. I think you have to be university. Well, actually, I may as well have gone to... Anyway, greetings, welcome. I hope you're having a good day. I'm babbling on again. Folks, now what we're flying today, I know what you're thinking, the Airbus again. I know. Now, the Airbus 310 is coming out, so I'm going to start flying that, right? That's coming out next Friday. I'll probably be streaming it then. I don't know if I get to it on Friday, because I'll have to redo the whole flight sim. I'm going to have to smash my flight sim and build it again, I think, because some things are a little bit odd, like the racing. I want to do some racing. But we're flying the updated Fenix, right? Let's have a look at the updates there for the Fenix, okay? So what they've done is apparently, now I haven't flown this yet, version 1.0.6. They fixed the too steep glide path here, which is great. If you remember, I was getting too steep glide path from time to time, and that was a bug. Now you can still get it, but we'll see how we go. They fixed several crashes and exceptions. The localizer caption in heading mode is improved. I never noticed a problem with that. It's added more variables for which the brake temperature modeling is disabled during GSX pushbacks. I don't have GCX. I won't get it because it ain't finished. It's all over the shop. And I'm not downloading a profile every time I want to fly from A to B. Screen brightness set to max for cold and dark. So this screen brightness is it's much better now. You can see it's late evening here in Dublin. We're flying real world weather, by the way, folks, and welcome everybody. Welcome Brian FX and welcome Clappy D. Welcome to you. Also it says minor VNAV calculation error fixed. Great. TCAS horizontal range fixed. Art and sound, they have fixed the sounds, minor fixes and adjustments, which means nothing to me really. It's some adjustments somewhere. Particle FX reworked for improved performance. It's refractored cockpit wind further so that its more noticeable change can be heard below 280 knots. Okay, so they just toyed with the winds. It's increased the volume of the brake fans. N2 volume at approach is increased. So what they've done is, I was reading up on it, they've made it as realistic as they can, but they do say you have to have all your sliders for all of your volumes for the engines, for the ambient wind, etc., up to 100%, which I do not have because you won't be able to hear me. I might try it later on though. Let me know in the comments if you want to do that. Also, it's got N2 volume. No, I said that. Cockpit wind now tied to environment sounds. Slider in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Leaving it at 100% will give the most accurate experience to the real A320. Okay. Added seat movement sounds. Now, I don't know how do you move the seat? Can you move the seat? What button do you press for that? Cabin lights are now dimmed when set to off. Okay, so I think it's going to light up as well automatically. Okay. I think it's going to light up as well automatically. So that's great. Okay, get rid of this window here now. We don't need that anymore. So, folks, let's get started cold and dark. Okay. Cold and dark. In the Fenix Airbus A320. We're now, as you can see from the title, we are going from Cork in Ireland to Bristol in England. So it's going to be a very quick. I'm going to be on my toes here because this is going to be quick up and down. There's hardly any cruise. The minute we get to 31,000 feet, we're coming back down again. Let's have a look at my flight plan. I have made my flight plan. As you all know, we're looking for newbies. Right, we're looking for beginners. Now I hope this doesn't mess up the thing. There we go. I have used. If you're just new to the channel, let me know. And if you're watching the replay, let me know. So sim brief. So it's all I've done. I've added in the aircraft and the destination and the arrival. That's it. I've added a ton of fuel. And there's our route there. So as you can see down here, we've got a standard instrument departure and a standard instrument arrival. Johnny F73, greetings. How are you? Nice to see you. And DCS Ducks is with us. Hey ho to you, DCS Ducks. Great to see you here again, folks. And Clappy D's with us, as I say. Did I say hello to Clappy D? Oh, Clappy D's a member. I better say hello to Clappy D, a member on YouTube. Greetings and hail to Clappy D, who's also an honoured moderator. I keep reminding myself to slow down in my speech because Irish people have a habit of speaking too fast. So remind me. I'm going to put a sign one day on top of the monitor because Captain Canada and the likes of him speak very clearly, you know, so I'm going to try and slow down my speech. I don't know if you can understand. If I talk too quick, let me know. So there's arrival departure. I saw the altitude 31,000 feet here. 31,000 feet. So let's get cracking on, right? Great. Let's get cracking on. So, okay. So, park and brake is set. So effectively what I'm doing here, folks, really, right, is checking my... No, they're not. My flight controls aren't connected. See what happens? That's from the Sunday stream. So you got to check your physical controls on the simulator as well as what's in the sim. You know, so, and that's, I didn't do that. And I had plenty of time here. I was in there getting ready. I want to get rid of this because we're flying the twin on Sunday. So I put it to saved profile for him. And over here, TCA, boom. Is that the one? Is that default manual? Yes, it is. Apply and save. Okay, now let's check our controls, folks. I should have had that ready. It's shocking. Let's lift this armrest up here. Okay, so boom. Great. We're all good. There's all the bits and pieces. Engine 1 or 2 masters are off. Good. And engines mode. Great. Flaps are up. Boilers are up. And brakes are off. Okay, great. And control column. I didn't change the control column. I know I'm using control column here, but I didn't really bother getting the stick for the Airbus yet. Park brake, okay, wipers, yeah. Engine masters are both off. Parker brake is off, yes. Engine mast mode selector, yes, that is set to normal. Thrust levers are checked, those. Flaps are retracted, yes. Anti-skid is on by default, which is here. And landing gear is checked down. Yes, it is. And we have fuel quantity. I have an extra ton on board, including our alternate and all our contingencies, etc. Battery master 1, 2, our own. First thing, batteries on. First fuel, then batteries. Very subtle. Here, let me turn up the volume. I noticed other things here. I'm going to turn up the volume here. There we go. External power is available. So let's click it. Boom. Strobe lights to auto. ADRS, let's align these puppies here. Now I'm going to not wait. I'm going to switch them off and switch them back on again so we don't have to wait the 9 minutes or so. APU electric fire and engine fire test. APU and engine fire test. Okay. I'll just do the engine here. We know it's a simulator and we know it's going to work. Why isn't it sounding? Interesting. Oh, we got a bing bing. And I'm sorry, Albert. Thank you for joining, subscribing on YouTube. Delighted to have you with us, Albert. Our Discord is free. Have a look there in the, I think it's in the description there somewhere. Have a look at the Discord. That's all free, and I've got a great community here. Everyone's very friendly and very. There we go. Now got some alarms. Albert, you join our community. Remind me, will you? Or I will put it in the chat, or someone will put it in the chat there. Do join the Discord. Everyone's really helpful if you're learning how to fly this thing. IP energy fire test. Okay. Display brightness. Oh, look, you don't have to turn. I love that. So that's another update thingy, right? When I started the stream, I just put all the lights on. All the lights had to go on here. They had to go on down here. They had to go on here as well. I had to go here and turn them on up here. And then I went, there's another one. There's another one somewhere. And I was down here somewhere. And then I had to go up here. And I had to turn them up here as well. And, you know, it was just, it's a bit of a pain. I put the dome lights on there as well. That's nice. Safety belt signs on. Let's assume the passengers are boarding, because I'm going to do instant board. I put the no smoking signs on first because it's kind of in the way. No smoking sign. Okay, emergency lights for the exit there is armed. And let's get our flight plan worked out, folks. It looks complicated, right? I can tell you that much, but it's not as complicated once you know. Once or twice you've done it, it's easy. So I'm going to go to init initially, excuse me. I'm going to init request. That will download my flight plan from SimBrief. Yeah, just downloads it. I don't have to do anything. Just downloads it from SimBrief, and as you can see now, it has our arrival and our departure and our arrival. Flight number doesn't matter, 01 will do. Cost index, I'm going to go cost index 5. Cruise level is 31,000 feet, 31 flight level 310. Minus 60, that looks about right. It is getting colder now. I'm going to clear that message down the bottom. Clear all those messages, get those out of the way. Happy days, that's one flight plan. Now, let's get our flight plan. There's all our flight plan here. It has a flight plan discontinuity because I haven't set up my departure. So, Cork, departure, it lists them all, which is nice. Navigraph is what I use for all the data. Now, this is real world data. Now, it's not for real world use, but it's updated like the real world data, which is fascinating. Really is very cool. We're going to go from runway 16. No, that's our arrival. I don't need him. 16. We're departing in 16. I want to depart. I was actually looking for a flight plan there. Flight plan. There we go. I'm looking for... Where are you? I'm looking for GOT M1S. This one here. GOT M1S. Standard Instrument Departure SID. GOT M1S. GOT M1Q. GOT M1S. Oh, hang on. It's missing a digit there. Why does it do that? Anybody know? Somebody one day will tell me why that is. GOT M1S. Yeah, the M is missing. It's weird. I don't know why it does that. But there's some logic between these numbers here. I don't know what they are. I'd like to know. There must be some logic. They didn't just pull these numbers out of their hat, surely. Okay, let's insert that. Happy days. Let's have a gander here. Yeah, that's nice. We're taking off runway 6, which is down here. Yeah, that's straight out and to the left. Happy days. Let's get our arrival in. So going into Golf Delta. Sorry, Echo Golf Delta. Echo Golf Delta to Bristol. Arrival. And once again, we're going into runway 27. Boom. And our standard arrival is Bux 1A. I can't pronounce it, I know. Bax Uni 1 Alpha. I don't know. There he is. So it's all nice and all happy days. Nice one. So let's examine our flight plan, shall we? We go to the plan. We got to stick it at 20. What we do there is boom, 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 boom. Just making sure there's no discontinuities. And we get a nice turn onto final. Is that a 10 nautical mile here? I hope so. I think it's 8. I read in the plates there it's 8 for the arrival. We'll talk about that on the way in the climb, right? Because we've got to be quick in this one. So I'm happy with that. Flight plan is good. Yippee. And actually, once you get used to it, folks, I know it looks complicated because I'm probably flying through it a little bit. But once you get to do it a few times, it's easy. It really is. RadNav. I don't need to play around with RadNav because it puts it in automatically. It puts in the ILS frequency of this airfield in Cork in case we need to come back quickly. It also has the VOR 114.6. Init page 2 then. Init page 2. Boom. We need our CFGs and everything. So let's load up the airplane. Okay. Let's do it instantly. So I'll come into here in the Fenix. Now, when you first come on here, it'll ask you to log on, which is great for SimBrief. So I just tap to import that. That's going to import the weather only, which SimBrief will take the live weather. Cork, great. Let's go to mass and balance because we need that. That's what we're doing. I'm going to load the aircraft. Got 162 passengers. And I'm going to load it instantly. instant, please. Boom. So we don't have to wait for all the passengers to board. I would put it on if I heard all the... There's the gate departing now because we're fully loaded. I would put it on if there was sounds and whatnot and people boarding and all that kind of crack, which I'm going to get to hopefully this week. Some fun stuff. Okay, so zero fuel weight is 60.849. I'm going to put 60.9. 60.9. 60.9 slash, and the zero fuel CFG there is 31.2. 31.2. Oh, this in itself is a big subject, folks. Just that alone. Fuel planning. It's going to give me my block fuel now, which I have an extra ton. And takes a second. You know. 3.7. Cork confirm. Yep. Or block confirm. Good. And in page 2. And performance. Performance now, we need to get our V-speeds for getting off the runway. Okay. And our trim, and our flap settings, and our flex to temp. So, what we do, we're going to come out here. Boom. Departure performance. Okay, get the load sheet there. There's our weights, and there's the wind. The length of the runway is, oh, maybe I made an error. It's only 1,310 meters. So that, to me, without even calculating anything, is going to be an absolute honker of a takeoff, because we're going to be using toga. Takeoff go around speed, full power. Absolute full power we're going to be using. So it's going to be toga takeoff. So we are taking off runway. Oh, hang on, 16. Jeez, ah, no, we're fine. Look, 2,133 meters. Multiply that by 3.28, is it? 3.28, multiply that. Thank you, Clappy D, for putting on the Discord. Folks, we get to the to start of the APO. I'm going to have a look outside and we're going to look at the comments. So runway 16, surface dry. Flap, I want flap 1. Force Tego, no, we don't need to, thankfully, because we have a long runway. Anti-ice softener packs. I'm learning too, remember? Packs. Are these the air conditioning packs? Is that what it's talking about up here? Low, high. How do you switch it off then? Oh, here's pack 1 and pack 2. I have to study up with this a little bit. Hopefully someone's on will tell me about the packs, but I'm going to put it to low anyway. I know that's coming later. We're going to have them off. Alright, we'll just leave it off. No, we'll leave it on. I think it's on anyway. I don't know. Let's put it on. Take off weight. Good. And now, let's calculate that. Over here now, it gives us all our takeoff speeds. 131 for V1. VR is 140 and V2 is 140, which is nice. If I see a difference now, between VR and V2, because, you know, if V2 was like 160 knots, there's something wrong there, because there's a big gap between our actual rotate speed and our takeoff safety speed with one engine and operative. Do you know? So someone corrected me one there and they were absolutely right. I noticed that and I said, oh, that's odd. So 131, 140 and 140. 131, boom, 140, boom, 140, boom, 131, 131, 140. Let's double check that, because it'll mess me up later on. Okay, flaps are 1 down 0.2. Flaps are 1 down 0.2. 1 slash D and 0.2. Boom. And flex temp is going to be, oh, I say I would take off force toga, no. So where is our flex to temp speed then? That is 0 here. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Iceberg for All is here. Iceberg for All. I'll just read your comments because he's probably going. He's probably telling me that I'm doing something wrong. Gripper Sim Zed, happy day Zed, happy day Iceberg. And we have a new version of Navicraft. Oops, maybe that's why I'm going to have a little bit of an issue. I thought I updated there only a few days ago. Okay, maybe. Oh, new version of Navigraph, not the data upgraded, I guess. The web chart version, great. And also the app version is updated. We now have VF4 charts in it. Oh, great. And zooming till the taxiways in the moving map. And damn it, I had time to update stuff. because they updated the Fenix. I didn't know that, Iceberg for all. And many more. Oh, we'll have a look at that. Why don't you always have no time for boarding, normal time or IRS alignment time? Good question, Iceberg. I think people might find it boring. Now, maybe I'm speeding things up too much, but if you think I should have all the boarding time, put it on for 9 minutes and do my checks a little bit slower and take your time. There's my checklist there, see? Aren't I great? Buttons has destroyed it. The producer has destroyed it over time. Now, this is an old checklist. This is one of the first ones that came out for the fly-by-wire. And I'm looking at the checklist, and they're not involved because actually in the Airbus it's all memory flows, and I need to get my hands on those and the time to memorize them. But if you have another checklist, because I can't find this very one, this is one of the fly-by-wires one. So let me know if you find a nice one. There's an email on the bottom of all the reaction review email. It's a reaction review crew at gmail.com. So yeah, crew supply not on. It will be. Iceberg for all. Johnny's talked to Iceberg. They're great. Okay, cool. And that's on Twitch, by the way. Those of you on YouTube, let's have a look at YouTube there, because I kind of, if you see me talking about comments, I'm on YouTube and Twitch, by the way, at the same time. Brian Effects saying good evening. Mr. E is with us. Hi Buttons, and of course Gripper, are you going to try the helis when they come out of the sim? Yes, I'm going to try everything. I hope. Thank you Clappy D for putting the Discord there. Cheddar Keys says evening all. Cheddar Keys is saying because the MCDU displays only 6 characters for waypoints, it's... Oh, you're answering someone's question. Packs are basically the air conditioners. Yeah, it's just, they reduce the temperature of the air taken from the engine via the engine bleeds. Yeah, so what I was thinking there, Cheddar Key, thank you. Oh, so by the way, folks, I forgot, Cheddar Key's also an expert, right? So here's, I just never thought about it. I haven't read up on it. I need the time. So low, high, normal, right? So how do you switch them off? Is it here? Now I know there's a fault because we'll have a look at this after start, remind me. So there is the air conditioning here, okay? There's the AP bleed, there's the engine bleed 1 and 2, auto shut open. So this, each panel here is subject in itself. So that's my goal, is to just get more knowledge on this machine, and I haven't had a lot of time except for people helping me out in the stream, you know. So there's more work to be done. Decisions, Clappy D, absolutely. So where was I? I was doing this and I got flummoxed here, so we won't worry about that. Oh, toga required. Okay, it is required. That's why. That's why. So full takeoff is yes now. I have to recalculate everything again because it is actually quite short. So toga is required for takeoff. So 1.5. See, oh, look, this is different now. Why is this? Well, that's changed. Okay, so yeah, toga is required. So there we go. So we don't have a flex to temp, and toga is required. So select full takeoff bar. Basically, is a yes. So V's now 122, 140, 140. Sorry, I was reading over here. 122, 140, 140, 122, 122. And 140, 140. 122. Good. Flaps is down 0.2. Flaps is down 0.2. Okay, so great. Predicted wind shear. Put that on. And all good and happy days. Barometric pressure set. Okay, so let's have a look at the weather here. Let's go to my flight and go to the weather in departing in Cork. I'm refreshing it. QNH is 9 or 9 or 8 low pressure bad weather. 9 or 9 or 8. 9 or 9 or 8. Now, do you know what? I'm going to pause here, right? Just for a second, okay? Because I have to come all the way over here into this one. And as you can see, when we're bumping around, it's giving out because they're different now. You know, I'm spending ages trying to change it. I want to do just one because usually you've got 2 people, and the first officer and the captain would do it at the same time, one after the other, and they cross-check it. But I don't have time for this sim because with the mouse it's very difficult to just get your hand and flick, 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 flick. Right? So there is an option, I am sure, to fix that. Right? So let's fix that now. Right? I'm thinking it's in here. Right? I'm thinking it's in no. I'm thinking it's in. I'm guessing here. I think it's in config. Fuel power packs. Facial config. Controls. That's a failures. Maintenance. No, it's not in there. How do I set it, folks, if you know, right? So I switch it on one and the other one automatically switches because that bugs me. Or maybe it's a good idea just to do it manually anyway, even though it takes me a long time. You know, it looks like the plane is breathing. It does actually. Maybe that's me breathing. I bet you what that is. That is FS realistic. I'm guessing. Okay, so no. Okay, let's just do the post. We'll see if someone says something there. It's a good habit to get into, you know, because you should really cross-check it. Really, I may as well keep it as realistic as I can. Barometric pressure is now set. Nanner here, and thrice. Don't forget thrice. Nanner. Come on. Nine. This one as well. Nanner. I don't think it's nanner, folks. I don't think it's nanner. It's nanner. No, it can't be. 988, you dummy. Oh, God. It's very low pressure. See how long it takes to do that now. It takes awkward to sell with the mouse. 988. Yep. 988. Oh God, I've got too many instruments in here. There we go. And 988. Good. Okay, wow, that took a long time. FCDU altitude. Okay, the transition altitude in Cork. Will it tell me in here? Yes, it will. Let's go to Navigaf. I just get this open here. I don't want it to load up. I can't type it in. Echo India Charlie Kilo. Boom. Just give me the information, please. Charlie Kilo. No. Echo. It's just a bit too slow for me. Echo into Charlie Kilo. See if I can type it quickly. May not get it. Hit enter button. Wait. Boom. Yeah. Just give me the departure there. Go on. Give me something. Anything there. Give it to me. Transition altitude. 5,000 feet. As I thought. But so I'm going to put 5,000 feet here initially because we've got no ATC. We will one day. Don't worry. Speed is managed. Good. Headings managed. IRS aligned is already done. EFS arc 10 miles. Okay, let's go to make sure we're in arc. We're in arc 10. I'm going to leave it at 20. Flight directors are both on by default. 1 onto 2. And let's get the APU master and let's get our pushback and let's get out of here. I didn't really show you outside, did I? Let's start up the APU first, right? Boom. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Boom. And let's get the APU started. So it's kind of an even flight. I will have to play around with the weather because if it's too dark, you guys can't see anything at all. So that is Cork. It's a very good scenery. I bought this off the Microsoft Marketplace. I tend not to buy them off websites anymore, folks. Okay, and that is because then I've got stuff all over the place, and you forget where it is. And you know, with Flight Sim, you just load up Flight Sim, and it goes, "Okay, you got all these add-ons you paid for. Do you want us to load them?" And I go, "Yeah," and done. Rather than having to keep a record of all these different companies, you know, because all the subscriptions you guys pay for, do you know, and all the super chats and all that stuff that goes into a little kitty that goes right back into Flight Sim. There is the APU starting off, folks, in our Aer Lingus livery. It only makes sense. Happy days. Let's turn the aircraft. Let's turn around a little bit here and get our view ready. I like the way they do the focus. Oh, stop it. I love the way. I like that. Do you like that? I like it. I think it looks good. It pleases me. Okay, good. APU is starting and automatically. Okay, it's come off down here, right? So we're good. Regular low pressure. What's that? We'll find out soon enough. Okay, APU now is starting. We want the APU bleed, but it says crew oxygen supply first. There's the crew oxygen supply on. It doesn't model it for the passengers, nor does it doesn't grey you out yet. I'd like to see that greying out if you don't put that on. Air conditioning on. Yes, it's on. I fiddled with these buttons already. I'm going to put it to low. Now, yeah, it still has a fault in each one because probably we don't have any hydraulics. I don't know. You know, how do we take off? It packs off without any air conditioning. Navigation lights on. And the navigation, put the logo on as well, and we put the beacon on because we're going to start the engines. Once APU is started, APU bleed on. APU bleed, we need that to start the engines. APU bleed is here. I flew this VR last week. I didn't tell you that actually in the stream. And the buttons look bigger than they do in VR. Now, I'd have to get into a real cockpit to see, but they're really small little buttons. This looks like a massive big board here. But they're actually quite small, all these little buttons and switches. They're really tiny. Now, I don't know if it's the right in VR, but it does seem very small. External power off because we don't need that now because we've got the APU on. Boom. And let's get the beacon light on, which is already on, and let's get out of here. So we're taking off runway 16. Let's do this inside here. Let's go to nav. So we've got a ring here. We're going to be taking off into version of 16, so we want the tail to the left. Or should I say, tail to the north. Tail to the north. Ground surfaces. Get rid of the GPU and the chocks and codes. And connect the truck. There he is. Give him a second. No, we want the tail to the south. Yep. Start the pushback, please, Mr. Man. I'll take the brakes off. And back we go. Tail to the south. Or can we do it that way? We'll find out soon enough. I presume I've got to backtrack a little bit. They've done great details here in Cork. I feel it's a very good little airport. It's a very tidy looking little airport, you know. It's very tidy. A great flight school in Cork. Someone asked me there last week, is there anywhere I can learn English? Is there anywhere I can learn English? I want to become a pilot. And go to Ireland. Go to Cork. No, that's the wrong. No, that's the right way. Ireland is a good place to learn English because we're quite friendly here, you know, and it doesn't matter where you're from if you get my drift at all. We've travelled all over the world. I mean, it's now an Irish person travelling is a rite of passage. Everyone, you know, a rite of passage, because everybody does it now, pretty much after leaving school. If they get their first jobs abroad, usually in Australia, you know, but in an English-speaking country anyway. Canada would be good, I think. America, I don't know. California, I don't know. I'm not too sure about California. I don't know. It's a nice place though. Engine master 2 on because the hydraulics are for the steering wheel. Number 2, why not? I have seen videos of real pilots starting with number 1. Depends on the company, you know, depends on the company. Let's have a look and see the engine spoiling here. But in English, what I'm saying is an English-speaking country, right, is the best place to learn English. A lot of people do their PPL in a foreign country because if you have a little bit of English, I'm going to turn up the day a little bit, folks, okay? It's not going to be exact time, and let me just get my little gizmotron up here. Do that there. The time. What it is? Sorry, folks, bear with me. You'll see now what I'm doing in a second. Where are you? There we go. Boop. Oh, you monster. What? Where is my... Oh, I know what I've done wrong here. Bear with me, folks. You'll see what I'm doing here in a minute. I just forgot to do one little... I hate taking people out like that, sorry. I haven't put in my details for my overlays, okay? So I'm going to put them in now, so when people come on, they know exactly what's happening in the time, hopefully. Echo India Charlie Kilo to Echo Golf. I have to do a checklist for the stream. It'll all come tight soon enough. Grip sim, and you'll see what's happened there now in a minute. You'll see what I didn't do. And you'll go, okay, I know what he's talking about now. I was talking about this puppy here. There we go. There we go. And now the time might be out a little bit. It says time to go once we take off. Because I'm going to change the weather. So when we're coming in, right, when we're coming in, I'm going to go to 1600. Roughly. Okay, so the time might be a little bit out. So at least we have some sort of view. So it'll be about an hour. Yeah, that'll be good. So let's go to about 1600 there. No, 16. Okay, that'll do. So we've got our lights on. Damn it, anyway, because there's another thing I didn't do. You'll like this if you haven't heard of this before. You know the way there's traffic in Microsoft Flight Simulator? Well, this is in the injector. Let's inject all the traffic. Which I didn't do. I need to write a checklist now. A checklist for the checklist. Do you know? Checklist for the checklist. So that's going to inject all the scenery into the flight simulator. And I think I will write a checklist. I've much work to do in the ground to improve the stream, folks. There's a lot of work doing this, I think. Do you know? There's a lot of stuff to think about, really. Sorry, I'm just going to get the windows here back for the chat. I need another screen at one point. There we go. I'm just going to say hello to the comments there. Whilst we're starting up engine number 1 now. So we'll start up engine number 1. Boom. Engine number 2 is good and it's available. Let's get our artificial horizon backup set. Come on. I can hear subtly the sound of that wobbling around, by the way. It's fascinating. Okay, good. Let's have a look outside while the second engine is starting. Gonna have a quick look at the chat here. Is that iceberg? We like that. Checklist. Under no circumstances should you do that, Gripper Sim. Do what there? That was from a while ago. Yeah, it's muscle memory. I think you were talking about. Yeah, see, the thing is, in the sim, you don't have your muscle memory. You don't have switches. Do you know? It's a funny one. It's a weird one when you're not. You haven't got your limbs in play. It's very strange. I can only speak from the little aircraft, you know, but it is a thing. First time chat for Shedder, Shaheer. Shahir, welcome. Shahir on Twitch, welcome to you. Johnny F is saying there, he's talking about settings there. Shahir, welcome. Oh, Johnny F says that was about the real-time loading, etc. Don't do it. Okay. Okay. If I time it so I'm doing other checks, you know, I have the 6 minutes on, and if I have the sound boarding and all that kind of stuff, yeah, maybe, but we'll see. Great. Okay, so I'm up to date with the chat then. I'm up to date with the chat, and let's get moving, shall we? Let's get moving. So, yeah, I do notice that the cockpit's a little bit brighter, even though it's dusk, you know. It is a little bit brighter inside. Can I turn up this a little bit more, though? They're fully up. But this one isn't on. The floodlight isn't on there, so I like to have them up bright as I can. But at least they're on. Do you know what I mean? There's this floodlight here. That'll just get a little bit of atmosphere and a bit of there we go, a bit of colour in the cockpit, folks. Good. Engines are started. Happy days. Engine mode selector back to normal. Now I have to tell you, I forgot to put that on. Why? Because I was chatting and I didn't go with the checklist. So I'm very sorry, producer buttons there. About raising my voice there. Producer buttons doesn't like that. So yeah, I didn't follow the checklist. See much chatting. I think if I got to be able to stream and do everything perfectly, wouldn't that be great? Because there's a lot of multitasking in flying airplanes. So that wasn't on, right? Okay, so the engines aren't started. Oh great, they fixed that because I was going off. Now they're spinning up. We're trying to switch on. So I didn't switch the engine start button because I just didn't ignore the checklist. Now I'll have to reset those. Let's put that back to normal. Let's switch the engines off. Give it a second. I can hear them very faintly spinning down now. Now we put them. We put it back to start. We kick off number 2. and number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the delay. The captain forgot to start the engines. Please buy a scratch ticket from us. Please hit the like button as well on YouTube. Those of you on YouTube, yes, you're very welcome to become a member and follow the channel. Those of you on Twitch, you can also become a subscriber or just a follower. Yeah, there we go. I can hear the engines. I don't know if you can. I hope you can. Why is my mouse scrolling out now? Now the engines are starting, folks. Shocking behavior. And that's what happens when you don't follow the checklist. Yeah, I skipped a good bit there. But whilst we're waiting here, we can set the trim. Right, the trim is down 0.2, so we can test the flight controls while that's happening. Always something to be done, folks. Flight controls. There's the flight controls. Full deflection up, back to neutral. Full deflection down. When I get this, this will be useful for force spoilers and all deflection neutral. When I get this onto, you know, having bugs and problems and things breaking and stuff, it'll be quite worth it. That's interesting. Because as well as not, you know, it needs fuel. Oh, it's a tough start to the week. See, I'm talking too much. So there's the air's gone now. The engines are going to kick off now. But do I have to restart them? I think I would have to reset there. Good God. Good God. Here's some lovely music. Come on. Come on, please. Come on. Let's use with while that's starting up again. The importance of sterile cockpit, folks, cannot be overstated. I'm cluttering up. Let's reset the cam so we get a good view. Let's see. We usually get some people flying along with this. Helmex, Blaine, and Warmester, are you with us? Hopefully you're new with us and you're going to fly along. That'd be great. We need some new people. And I know that's one of you there behind me waiting, but it's not showing your tags. It's infuriating. Blaine, I'm going to assume Blaine is with us, and Harmel Harmas X. And Warhamster, yeah, Warhamster, I remember you for sure. Blaine, I think I remember you, but Harmel X, I can't remember. Forgive me. Now, there are a few of you flying along. But that is the airport there. That's the Bristol airport. Very tidy. I think, sorry, Cork. I also bought Bristol as well there last week. Yeah. It has to be done for the stream, folks. So let's have a look and see if we're actually started up correctly. What a sham that was. No, I've stuffed it up. Okay. Let's think about this now. Is the APU bleed on? The APU bleed is on. Okay. The fuel pumps are on. Alright, now they're on. Okay. The engines aren't starting because I stuffed it up. Right. So now they're off. I'm going to start with number 2 first. Right. Now, let me have a look at the checklist. Mode selector first goes to start. Okay. And we're going to start engine number 2 in this checklist. Boom. And then we're going to wait and see what happens. Oh, Blaine FX, it is you. Yes, great. You're with us. So engine number 2, please start. I can't control E. Have I stuffed up the engines? Oh, we got movement. We got movement. There we go. There's engine number 2 there. Happy days. Excuse me, we get out of here at all. Engine number 1 now coming on. I don't know if we can start them like that at exactly the same time, folks. I don't know if you can start them like that, one after the other. I don't know is the answer. Maybe it'd be wiser to start one engine at a time to make sure it's spooling up correctly, it's not overheating, or there's no problems or anything like that, you know. That's what I would imagine. I'm going to put the constraints on here now as well. And we've got everything else set up. Q&H is set with 909 or 8. After all this flapping around, folks, I bet you it's changed. You got to keep an eye on the young Q&H there, folks. It's still 989 now, you see. Keep an eye on it. 989 Q&H has changed to 989. Once, 989 twice, 989 thrice, 989 4. Now, okay, thank God, we're started. I'm just going to put down flaps 1 here. I'm going to put the weather radar on. Boom. No, weather radar on. System 2, fine. We want to arm our spoilers. We want to make sure we have brakes for the rejected takeoff. That happens. Max is on. You can hit it with the mouse button as well. And let's just get taxiing. Let's put our taxi lights on. Runway turn off lights on. Taxi, nose light to taxi. Strobe beacon logos on. That's all good. Let's go to our taxi checklist. Transponder is yet to come. We set our trim. Autopilot is set. Probe window heat is auto. Spoilers are armed. Flaps are set to take off. Anti-ice is required. We don't need it yet. Auto brake is set. Nose light to taxi. Yes. Runway turn off lights are on. Parking brake is off. Weather radar on. So let's start taxiing now, and last we can take off. Just want to make sure there are things. Okay, let's go. From the start of the stream, oddly enough, from the very start of the stream to the point where we're taxiing is usually 15 minutes. I suppose half the things in the startup, you know, half the things in the startup. I think what I'd like to have, you know, is it's a tutorial every time, isn't it? A little bit of a tutorial for people who's interested in the Airbus every time, but I should be getting it correctly, you know. But when I make mistakes, I learn, and then you learn as well if you're into it. Cherokee says, Gripper, no, you cannot start both at the same time. Oh, great, that's what I thought. Cherokee says, having started one engine, you're supposed to wait until you're available. Highlight it on one ECAM screen in the middle. Okay, yeah, so you've got to be watching the ECAM screen, Cherokee, say they're on YouTube. So you got to be eyes here, you know, making sure everything's starting up correctly, so one at a time. That makes perfect sense to me. That would be logical, really, wouldn't it? And then start the second engine, Cherokee says. Lion King, welcome. Hey ho, my night, Cherokee. Brendan Beery's with us, Blaine FX. Oh, good. Warhamster's back again. He'll fly along, but I have a takeout on the way. Well, no worries. All good preparation will never... A good preparation will never be bad, yeah. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And I could see this, you know, in the little airplanes. Now, you know, I'm always quiet and takeoff and landing, obviously, because in the little ones it counts as well. It's very important. Because what will happen is... Have I switched that? Yeah. What will happen is... you'll forget something in the checklist. If something, you will. So it's sterile cockpit all the way, but I'm disobeying everything now with the stream. But if I can do both eventually, happy days. Takeoff config. Let's check you. Oh, good. Everything's green. No blues there. Everything's set. I'm going to take off now. And just don't forget to take the throttle back to climb to 10 after takeoff. Let's just go to the taxi checklist. Let's do memory items first, though. Okay, park and brake. Flaps are set. Spotters are armed. We want our runway lights on. On. We want nose light to take off. And also we want to have our TCAS and transponder on. And of course I didn't switch off the APU because I was busy talking. And the APU bleed. That's because I skipped that the checklist as well. Transponder printer WP is fine. Spoilers set. Flaps set. ATS required. Auto brake is set. Nose light is set to taxi. Runway turn off lights is on. And parking brake is off. Weather radar is on. It's on already. Chrono start. And takeoff takeoff. What's going on with my mouse here? Why won't it zoom in now? What's wrong with the... Oh, I don't know what's going on here, folks. They've messed up the controls, have they? Have they? What's going on here? Why can't I zoom in with my mouse? That could be a disaster, folks. What is going on? Oh no, I can't zoom in with my mouse. That is peculiar. Okay, I'm going to come to a halt on the taxiway. We need to fix that. Now it's working. Now it's working. That is bizarre. Okay, let's line up here. Come to a halt. Let's get a view that's correct here for me, and 50%. And let's start the chrono. Boom. Time began. 50% of the throttles. Feet on the brakes. Engines are spooling evenly. And this is a call out here, which I have to do. Engines are good. And takeoff to flex. Full power now. So, set to full power. SRS, good. What does SRS mean? Climb. 100 knots now. Nav. Come on. A little bit of left rudder here. I'm going downhill now, I love that. 3 and 1. And rotate. 15 degrees. Oh, the sounds are interesting. Oh, it's an interesting sounds. Positive rate, gear up. $15 very nice. Now 1500 feet, I want to take the setting for the part. I'm going to fly it manually for a bit. I want to take 1500 feet the throttles back to the climb, which is now. Boom, boom. Climb power set. It tells me here, so I know it's actually activated my physical control. And there it is there. Climb. Very important to do that, otherwise you'll stuff yourself up. I'm being very gentle with the controls. Less is more, isn't it? Less is more. And we're going to accelerate to S speed now. If I lower the nose a little bit more, I might have better luck. There we go. Take our turn. I just want to get it so I don't have to move the control column all the time. Because the passengers down the back would be vomiting, wouldn't they? Now we're increasing the speed nicely. Gears up. There we go. And let's ease off that turn slightly. Very nice. Very good. Let's straighten up. Very good. I'll leave it hands on for a while. Leave it hands on a little bit. Turn a little bit to the left. Let's have a look outside and see what's happening. We're off like a bat out of hell, folks. Blaine, yes, greetings, Blaine. And Johnny F's with us as well. Doc Duda's with us. And Herman X is going to take off now shortly. Happy days. Very nice. Very nice. It's a typical looking Irish evening now, folks. I'm still manual. 1,000 feet to go. Let's assume we're cleared up to 31,000 feet for shits and giggles. 31, good. So we'll be cleared past to a flight level now, so we can go to standard. 1 on to 2. Boom. Done. And we're flying. I'm still a manual now, folks. I think the more practice, the better. I was looking at my streams there. Just the end of 1 or 2 of them. And there's a lot of this going on. There's no need for this sometimes, you know. No need for this. Just to get it trimmed. Now flaps are coming up. We got our SP there now. Just kind of, because it's in trim all the time. You don't need to be doing this. Look. Now if it's windy, I grant you, I understand. But I don't think you need to be doing a lot of, you know, this kind of thing. I noticed it in the small aircraft instructing people. And what they're doing is they're over controlling it. They're going, yeah, oh no, I'm turning, oh no, I'm turning left now. Oh no, oh. And they're doing this then. And they're correcting their own mistakes. It's a very common thing. So, you know, same with these things. You know, just trim it. Which is trimmed already. Trim it and relax. Just get the aircraft to do the work for you. So I'm going to try that in final today. Now, it was a little bit windy on that. Now, with the constraints, I'm going to put the autopilot on now, okay? And a lovely smooth transition there for the autopilot. Let's zoom out a bit. Oh, we don't seem to have any constraints going up yet. Right, so gears up, flaps are up. Good. Let's disarm the spoilers. Let's switch off the auto brake. Auto brake off. Lights. So we want to switch off our one of my turn off lights and our nose lights. The main lights come after 10,000 feet. We're 8,700 feet to go. We can release the passengers now. Is that the term that's used? Now you can get up now and walk around. And happy days. Let's do the checklist, after takeoff checklist there. Where are you? After takeoff checklist. It's on the next page. Brilliant. Okay, so after takeoff, gears up, yes. Flaps are up, yes. Spoilers are disarmed, that's correct. Thrust is set to climb. Autopilot is set on. Nose light off. Runway turn off, lights off. Climb. Barometric reference is set, and we've switched it to standard as we're going to a flight level now. Above 10,000 feet, landing lights off, and incidentally, that's when we do it now. Boom, boom, boom. Landing lights off, anti-ice request, and safety belt signs off. After takeoff checklist complete, or climb checklist complete. That's Johnny F. And we're on autopilot now. Now, do you know what? This is going to be a quick one. Not so much. 228 miles to go. Right? 228 miles to go. So let's have a look outside for some eye counting. Good. And we can have a look at the chat more importantly. YouTube and Twitch chat. Oh, there's someone flying in. Who's that? That's really good done. Oh, Warhamster. Warhamster, of course. You're, yes, I remember you now. From yeah, Warhamster, welcome. I'm delighted to have you back, Warhamster. You're flying brilliantly, by the way. You're right there, right? You're right there. There's Harmel's X. Harmel's X in the 738. Tues in the Typhoon, and Brian is in the A320 as well. There goes Warhamster there off on the jet. I can hear it as well. It sounds fantastic. So the sounds on this aircraft have changed a little bit for the better, I believe. So listen to this Trent engine here now. Can you hear that? Now you can hear the other aircraft as well. I think it's Trent engine, I don't know. It sounds grindy. I like that sound. I really do. And if we go over the RC now, over towards Bristol. Let's get that noise here. Happy days. So we're all good. Now let's get ready for our approach. I know you're going, Gripper Sim, relax. No, you gotta get ready. It's gonna be a quick flight. No flip-flapping around. I don't enter too high here. It's all about getting in neatly and tidily, isn't it? So let's get the weather at least for our arrival. Now we can change it. I know the weather changes, but we can change it as we go. QNH is 9 or 9 or 4 in our arrival. If you don't mind, I'm going to put it in here. 9 or 9 or 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that's a good habit or bad habit. 9 or 9, 4. And in here. So we go to performance. So you got our climb. We've done that. We're now in our... We're coming to our cruise. No, we're still climbing. We're coming to our cruise. Our descent is all managed. And the approach. Okay, so 9 or 9 or 4. 9, 9, 4. Boom. Double check it. 9, 9, 4. That is correct. Temperature 11. Temperature 11, 2.8. So the temperature is 11 degrees, exactly like it is here in Ireland, well, in Wexford at the minute. The magnetic wind of the ground for landing is 214 knots. 200/14. That's only like a 4-knot crosswind or something like that. Boom. So we're not issued with crosswinds. Barrow. Okay. Barrow or radio. It's going to be an ILS. Is it going to be a Cat 3, you're thinking? You know, we can do an auto land with Cat 3, can't we? Approach. We're coming into runway 27. It's going to be a tight one. Look, we're only 8D joining it. Or rather 10. Okay, so anyway, where were we? Is it Cat 3? Yes, it is. So we're going to try Cat 3, but decision altitude is 50 feet. So I'm going to put that. Oh, there's the new version of Navigraph charts available. Would you like to update? Not just now, my friend. So it is Cat 3. So I'm going to put 50 feet on the radar. Right, and that's the here. So the radar above the ground, 50 on the radio. Boom. Barrow is QNH. So we're going to go Cat 3 initially, and then I'll disengage the autopilot. Incidentally, the flight transition flight level is 6,000 feet, and I think what I should do here. Let's see if I remember it. Is this little guy here? No. Come on, hurry up. 6,000 feet. Why not? I'm just using it. It's there. Oh, no, the other way. Ah, I don't know. Transition altitude to 6,000 feet. Okay, so what else do we got to do? That's it there. What else do we got to think about? No flight plan, really. Okay, let's do some math. I'm going to be 31,000 feet, so that's 31 by 3 is 93. 93. 31 by 3 is not 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 93. 93 plus 10 is 103. The height of our ILS is 2,500, so I'll take 2,000 off that. So 101. So what I'm guessing is, I just like to play this game. The computer is going to tell me to descend at 101 nautical miles out. 101 nautical miles out. And I will know that, as you well know. See that little white arrow? This blue arrow here is telling me when I reach my climb. This one here is to tell us when we descend, when we're to descend. So when I get to my 31,000 feet, okay, I'm going to switch my altitude to 2,500, and when we come to that point, right, I'm going to hit it, push the button in, and we start descending. But I'm just doing a little bit of basic maths there, just to have a reasonable idea. So we've got 86, roughly 85 miles to go. That's what I'm thinking. So I have a rough idea of when I'm descending. Or Hamster says dinner time. He's got his takeaway. Cabin be seated for takeoff. A good preparation never will be bad. Cabin seated for takeoff. Lineup check. Yes, all this stuff, Iceberg, I have to integrate into the simulator. But I'm trying to. I have to do some reading because I want to get. There's no point just making it up myself, is there? I'm going to choose an airline and take their procedures if I can find them. You know, so there's a little bit of work involved, and I never seem to get the time in the mornings for whatever reason to actually get that down, and it will happen. It will happen. I'm going to use Aer Lingus effectively. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use Aer Lingus for shits and giggles, only because the chances of me meeting an Aer Lingus pilot are higher in Ireland, and then I won't be nerd about it, but I'll just ask one or two questions. As far as I'll be concerned, I'm going to be a window cleaner. They don't know that I do this. I just ask the questions, and maybe I get some of the, some of the stuff. Iceberg for all. If you set up the Cat 3 landing, you would put no into the barrow height. Oh, really? Why would you do that, though? Where am I going? Performance here. No, in it. No. Go to the barrow height. Really? No. There's no in there? From there? If you set up a Cat 3 landing, you would put no into barrow height. November. Oscar. I think that's what you mean. Maybe it's not modelled for it. Set up Cat 3 landing, but no to the barrow height. I think not barrow. In radio, sorry. You put no in there. Really? I thought that was going to give me my minimums call out, no? I thought that putting 50 feet there, at 50 feet it's going to go minimums. 100 to minimums, etc. Not barrow, in radio. Sorry, really. Okay. Let's see what you come back with. Cherokee, a CFM engine. Trent is Rolls-Royce. Okay, thank you, Cherokee. So it's a CFM engine. I thought it was Trent there for some reason. Cherokee says climb thrust set at 1500 above airport elevation. Yeah, good point. It would be. I just put 1,500 feet in my head there, just for shits and giggles. Great. Now we're coming up now. We've got a very short cruise. Look, it's like 40 miles, possibly. 40 miles. Let's get some eye candy before it's all gone. Johnny F's with us. Doc Doodah. Let's clear up the screen very quickly, just for the moment, for some eye candy purposes. And let's get the face cam off. Let's get the buttons cam off, and we'll leave the buttons cam on because you need to keep an eye on buttons, don't we? So happy days. So yeah, 1,500 feet above the airfield for Climb Power. Lane is with us. Happy days. Here's Johnny F, a Doc Doodah, a War Hamster, and someone else I can't see behind him. Anyone else ahead of us? Some of those people flying around. Not a lot. On the North European server. I thought we were really busy. Microsoft. Well, we'll see what happens at Christmas time. Now, I was reading up in the A310. I think it was before my time. It's in the A330 because the A310's coming out. Is the A330 the predecessor to the the successor to the 310? So it's a big wide body. That's going to be shits and giggles, so I won't have a clue. Well, look, I'll have a clue after flying this one. More so, but we're going to have a bit of fun with that, I think, for entertainment purposes. Iceberg says you can read smart cockpit column docs. I have a document, Iceberg, right? I do have a document. I need to get the time to sit and read it. Do you know? I need to sit and read it, man. Do you know? I can't stop the streams to read stuff, but if you don't mind, I'm going to put 50 in here for now. Is that okay? But let's put no in here. Let's just put no. Let's just do it. No. Let's see what happens. As I said, I want to learn one new thing a day, right? So fill me more and I'll read up on it. You will never have the time if you are not taking it. And this is true. You're absolutely right. You need to get the time. I can tell you what happened, actually. I was going to do it this morning and last night. But this, so big wins in Ireland last night. I was up in Dublin and weather was fine. Weather was fine up in Dublin. And I came back to Wexford, down south, 100 kilometres. And the storm, it was just winding like you wouldn't believe. So I got in as usual, let producer buttons out to do stuff and things. And the minute I let her out, I realised, you better check. The little man at the back of your head. The little man at the back of my head said, drop what you're doing now and check at the dog. That's very windy. I wonder did it blow the fence down. How bizarre is that? So I dropped what I was doing, went outside, and the fence was down, and the producer buttons had gotten out. And there's a road nearby, so I found producer buttons and got it back in. So all day today I'm trying to fix the fence. So there, you see, this is what happens, Never mind the other stuff that had to be done. Let's check in here now. Let's set our altitude down here before we forget and have a wobbler. 2,500. Let's not activate it yet, though. Switch that there for hundreds. That's set. We're ready to go. And all good. Let's check the QNH on our arrival, just to see if it's changed. 9 or 9 or 9 or 4 now. Wow. It's changed 60 feet. Really? Oh, it didn't change the second one, that's why. Oh, okay, so it hasn't changed, excuse me. 9 or 9 or 9 or 4. Great. 11, 8. Nothing's changed particularly. A few more miles now until our descent. Iceberg says, could I land? No. Oh, I wasn't flying, I was in the car. The max wind, crosswind I've landed in, I believe it's 14 knots. In a Cessna 1, that was an interesting day. In a Cessna 152 it was back in the day, but it was very smooth crosswind. It wasn't bumpy at all, and that was due to where I was. And it was a really, I really enjoyed it because it was just perfect. It's like surfing, and I don't surf, but I can imagine but it's like surfing. And the nose is all the way to the right at the time, and it was just, I was sitting sideways coming into the runway. It was really interesting, and you just put in rudder to straighten the wing, the other wing into wind, and you pop down one wheel first. It was an adventure. It was great. Now, obviously, on the way in at the time, I was thinking I might have to go around here if it's going to be bumpy or crazy, but it was really smooth, steady, constant 40 knot wind across the runway. I think it was 38 knots or something, maybe. But a pilot who just come back from work went to the school, and I said, "Was that you on the radio? What were you doing up there with 40 knot wind to that little airplane? That's even past our limits." I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It was just one of those very rare days you'll get when the wind is smooth. It's very rare you get those days. Okay, so we got about 15 miles to go before we descend. Great. No errors in the flight plan. We're looking good here. Remember I said 101 nautical miles? So it looks like we might have maybe 9, or maybe a little bit more. So we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Cruise checklist. Check ECAM, I've done that. Check the weather, I've done that. Select approach, that's selected. MCDU page, QNH is set, temperature set, winds are set, transition altitude 5,000, wasn't it? Set minimums, yeah, we played with that, and landing config. Now the landing config, a bit more to it in here, you see? Oh no, let's not get distracted. Don't get distracted, Gripper Sim. Now, who there watching now, okay? Would you like me to do longer flights in these evening flights, like 2-hour flights? I might start doing 2 sectors, actually. I think 2-hour flights in the cruise, it's just nothing's happening, right? So I think I'll do 2 sectors. If you know what I mean. So let's say from Cork to Heathrow, and Heathrow on to somewhere else. Or, you know, 2 trips. I think that's the best. Rather than, you know, sitting in the cruise for an hour, you know. Brendan Berry says, basically, how did I know to set the altitude to 2,500 feet to descent? So Brendan, right? Let me start the descent now first, right? So in this little thing here, right? Okay, I think that's what you're referring to. How do I know it's 2,500 feet, yeah? Okay, so this... First of all, right? When I said 101, right? I'm a bit off 6 miles, so what, right? I took 31,000 feet, multiplied by that by 3, added 10, and took off 2,500 feet. Descending now. Come on. So I push the button in. Now it's going to follow that profile with that dot is. I'm a little bit late, but no big deal. Now, to answer your question. So we're on our descent, and that mouse thing's happening again, folks. Oh, I see. There's a different way of doing it. Okay. Alright. Let me get the plate open for you. Okay. 2,500 feet. So the 2,500 feet was on the plate. My base for intercepting the ILS is... Oh, it's 3,000 feet. Excuse me. No, it's 2,500 there. Look. We come over the localizer. We're not doing that. We're coming in this way. So we're coming into 2,500. That's what I understand is how you do that. Right? I think I'm right in saying that. So that's where I got that figure from. These are the plates here for all your stuff and things. Oh, good. Okay, great. Oh, Johnny F says, that's your top of descent! Because, oh no, you're good. Because I was chatting a bit there, wasn't I? Now, let's get the cameras back on, right? Let's get our cameras back on. That's my face again. Good. which is buttons is fine there. She hasn't kicked off yet, which is good. Yes to 2 extra streams. Clappy D says, yeah, I think so too. That's what I'm aiming for. Right, 2 streams. I'm going to declutter now, folks, if you don't mind. It's a little bit dark. Is it dark here now? Got the lights on here. I've got the dome light on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now, I'm going to shut up those people, right? Down, please. Set checklists. Let's go through... FCD, you want to do the set. Safety belt sign is on. Anti-ice is off for the moment. Barometric reference is already set. We checked that one lower than 10,000 feet. We want to... you know, switch off those lights. We have now 70 miles to go for our descent. That's interesting. The sky's very red, I find. Is it like that up here all the time? Of course, I suppose it is. See, all the people have stopped talking now. I'm going to play around to get some sounds with the cabin announcements, folks. I'm going to try and do some custom ones. You know, custom sounds for shits and giggles. Something humorous and light-hearted. You know. Cherokee Gripper says that 3,000 feet is the altitude to start the procedure. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, exactly. So let me explain that then, right? So, if I'm a twin or something like that, you can go overhead. You go overhead the runway, no matter which way you're coming from. Right, this is the hold here. Right, and this is the procedure coming in. We come out here. So if I'm coming in this way, right, I'm going to come overhead. I'm going to do parallel. I'm going to come down, like a teardrop parallel, come down in and join the hold. Right, then I'm going to come out to a heading of 103 from that Bristol 414 BRI, from that ADF. Come out here to D8 and then turn in for the ILS. So we're... oh yeah, that's what we're doing. We're coming in, I guess so. We're coming in overhead, right? We're joining 103 without doing the hold. 103, coming down, and we're turning in like that. And it will come over. I have the aircraft here, so we'll see the actual dot coming over here and following that procedure. We used to do that in the twin. You know, you do your join. Oh, I'll do a parallel, come back over and into the hold, and then we do the procedure. Come out here, sorry. Come back in here. And then we'd have an engine failure on the go around, and up we go again, etc. Join the hold and come back and do the procedure. So all that kind of stuff, and you come overhead at 3,000 feet. That's what this is for, over the localizer. There we go. So our speaking of which, missed approach, climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet, then as directed. Missed approach with comms failure. Climb straight ahead to D4 at Ibis. That's further out. Okay. Ibis isn't... Oh, it is here. What? No, that's not the same one. Ibis, that's further out here. Okay. And then turn right. Climb straight ahead to Ibis, then turn right to localizer to that. Yeah, so you're coming back into the hold there. Great. If I wanted to do a hold... very easy to do the hold. It's going too fast, eh? We're going a little bit too fast. We put a little bit of drag here. We are going like a little bit too fast, so very slowly putting down the speed brakes here, because you'll frighten the passengers, won't you? There'll be sudden loss of lift. There we go. We're back on profile now, and that's come off. So I'll ease off on the brakes now. We'll leave them on for a little bit more because we want to get this 260 knots, don't we? And we want to be at over 6,000 feet here over Exmoor. So I'll leave my hand on the brakes here, because you don't want to forget, you know. No, you don't want to forget. It's going to be a nice approach here coming in. There are now 18,000 feet. 6,000 feet is the transition altitude now, not 5. And you can double check that here. Boom, 6,000 feet. Happy days. Transition altitude. That's we switch from standard pressure to the local pressure, which is... Okay, I'll take the brakes off there now. Nice and slowly. Nice and slowly. There we go. Where was I? Yeah, let's check the weather has probably changed. Boom. 9 or 9 or 4. Okay, that's all fine. 214 knots, that's fine. We're taking our turn now. Cheddar Key, Ibis is the localizer DME. Yeah, it's just not on that chart. Johnny F says the glide path, a path too steep, we kept getting was a bug apparently. Yes, I was explaining there, Johnny F, and you're absolutely dead right there. I've not got it this time since the Fenix update. Yeah, because they fixed that in the update. That was a bug, but you can still get it, I think. But I'm relieved that I was actually kind of right going, that doesn't make sense. You know, I wasn't too sure, to be honest with you, but I'm glad it was a bug now, because someone told me it was a bug. And it is a bug. So, happy days. 16,000 feet now, we're coming down, and we're on our speed profile and our descent profile. That little green dot is our descent profile. These amber lines, of course, that's the speed we should be, speed range we should be in for this profile. Not too fast and not too slow. I think the green, the yellow bit here is the actual speed you should be on, I think. Pretty sure. Good. So all I've got to do now is 10,000 feet, put the landing lights on, right? And then when I get to the transition altitude, which is 6,000 feet, okay, transition altitude 6,000 feet, I want to change the to the QNH, right? And then what I want to do is, where are you? I'm going to get ready now for the ILS, don't I? So let's look ahead at the checklist here. Descent I've already done. So at 10,000 feet, ND range constraints will be displayed. They are confirmed. The ILS frequency. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Because one day it wasn't correct. RadNav QNH should be for the ILS IBITS 110.15. 110.15. India Bravo Tango Sierra. India Bravo Tango Sierra. Approach course 267. 267. There we go. So we're bang on. Everything's good there. We've got our beacons frequencies there. Now, actually, have we got time? Yes, 3,000 feet to go to our 10,000 feet. So, let's get the plate up. The plate. Right here. I'll put it on my other screen here. Oh, more drag again. Distractions. Okay, a little bit more drag, fine. A little bit more drag. We have the Bravo Romeo India, which is Bravo Romeo India. No, that's not it. Brakes are off now. Bravo Romeo. Yes, that's it. Bravo Romeo India. No, it's not. I want the Bravo Romeo India. I want that in. We put that in VR1 just for shits and giggles. Okay. 112.25. 11. No, that's an ADF, you fool. BRI is the ADF, of course. Yeah. So BRI. That's odd. Okay. Let's have a look and see what that's pointing towards. Oh, we're not in range, maybe. Just have a range. Okay, 10,000 feet coming up now. Let's get the landing lights on. Next item on the list is to be damn sure, right, to change the QNH, because that'll stuff things up. I forgot that once. I will not forget it again. I'm a little bit too high, a little bit too fast. Let's put some more brakes on. It's probably telling me more drag there, but look. So I'm at the top of the speed range here, and we're a little bit above profile, so let's get that organised and just put on the brakes there a little bit. So look, some eye candy for the love of God. I haven't been it's been a busy flight. Nice moon. That must be Bristol City there. Lovely atmosphere. Now it looks like we're coming back on now. Let's get those speed brakes on before the engines start spooling up there to keep us in the air. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's have a look at our constraints. Let's just follow the computer. There we go. Take the brakes off. Okay, so I'm waiting for 6,000 feet now. QNH will be 9 or 9 or 4. And then we'll get ready for our approach. I'm going to put it on Cat 3 for shits and giggles just to show you. It'll auto land itself and it'll flare and everything. But I'm going to take control because I want to manually fly it. Okay, so let's get our spoilers armed and our auto brake on. It'll only go to medium. Let's have that set up. Let's get our takeoff. Well, that's a little bit later, really, isn't it? Yeah, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there. You just have telling you, look, and then we're doing stuff. When flaps 2, my list says here, right? It says when flaps 2, landing gear down, auto brake as required, nose light to take off, runway turn off lights on, spoilers arm. So let's follow the checklist, shall we? Yeah, I'm going to undo those items. And let's follow the job checklist. Full moon. Is it full moon? I think it is a full moon, folks, in this part of the world, in UK, Ireland, / Scotland and Wales and all that kind of thing. Now we're turning. Now look here. Yeah, so here we go. This element here. See, it's kind of, it's not. That's not the scale, right? But it has come out, and sorry I missed it. It came out here. Now it's turning into the ILS, so I better pay attention, right? I better pay attention now. And sterile cockpit, folks. Boom. Come on. 90994. 90994. Hurry up! It's gonna start giving out to me now. Yeah. Come on. 90994. There we go. So once, so twice, so twice. Come on, mouse. Stop. Stop it, mouse. Stop that. My mouse is giving me problems, folks. Why is it now? Why now? Why would that happen now? It's doing that. Check altitude. Oh, I can't see a thing. 90994, 90994. Oh, yes. You fool. Silly boy. See, when the mouse catches you. See when something goes wrong, it's fascinating. We're in the soup now, folks. We can't see a thing. Okay, 3,000 feet now. We're coming in. I'm going to arm the approach. Approach armed. Localizers on. 2,500 above the ground. My mouse is giving me problems. There's the runway there. Why is the mouse doing this to me now, folks? That is most peculiar. That is most peculiar. Okay, I'm going to take it off the autopilot, folks. I'm going to take it in manually. But just to show you Cat 3, all you have to do is arm the other autopilot. That's it. That's all. But I'm going to disconnect it. I'm going to fly it in manually. Let me just get my the recorder. Love of God. Love of God, folks. Come on. Record, damn you. We'll go to daylight for the recording, don't worry. We're now recording. Okay, so flaps 1. And go down. A little bit late there, folks. Landing gear's coming down. Auto brake is going to be set. See, it catches up to you very damn quickly. Auto brake's set. I know you can't see it. Spoilers to arm. Runway turn off lights on. Nose lights to take off. Good. Everything's set. I'm happy. Disconnecting the autopilot now. Okay, I'm on it. Less is more now. I'm going to remember what I said with the controls. Right, I think they fixed the ILS as well. So I'm on the controls now. It's manual, and I'm just going to use less is more. Let's get it set up. The auto throttle will do everything else for you. Now, see the nose is coming up quite a bit with the flaps still coming down. So flaps 2. So I've got to control that as well. A little bit fast now, to say the least. That's okay. See, the nose wants to come up now a fair amount. I won't let it. Flaps 4 now. And now it's way too late blowing the flaps. I know that. But you see how quick it catches up on you. And that, I think when I get to 10,000 feet, I think I should be sterile cockpit. Really?
500.
No. Really? Feet on pedals now. Easy now, you're descending too much.
Light slow.
Let's keep it level now for the moment.
Slow.
Wait to take the throttles back. Awful, awful, awful.
100.
Well, let's make a good landing, shall we? Get down.
40.
Firm landing,
30,
please.
20. Retard.
There we go. Firm landing. Nose down. Reverse thrust. That rudder thing is annoying me. It hatches up at you very quickly. It's talking too much again. I was talking too much again. Brakes off. Brakes off. I was talking too much again there, folks. And yeah, that's what happened there. Talking too much. That mouse thing really set me off. I'm with my little finger now. I'm trying to zoom in and out, and I can't. You know, it's always something. I don't know why that's happening. Now it works all of a sudden. So, is that a new mouse issue? It looks like, can I exit at the end here and turn back up? So we're going to come to the terminal now, yes we can. We're going to come to the terminal here, park up, and then we're going to have a look at the preview. That mouse really set me off. See, it took so long to do stuff. Do you know? While we're taxiing up, we'll switch everything off as per the checklist, because if I do it now, I'm in a big turn here in Bristol. Big turn. No clapping there from you know, from the sim. But a firm landing. You know, it was a little bit too messy there, and I knew that. I could have gone around. I should have gone. I know I should have gone around, but it's flight sim, so. Landing lights off. Those lights to taxi. Do the runway turn off lights go off? I think so. We'll find out now in a minute. Disarm the spoilers. The brakes are already off. TCAS. Transponder off. TCAS to standby. They're both on standby. And there we go. Okay, let's park up and have a look at Bristol. Very atmospheric coming in at this, you know, when it's so dark like this. It really is very good. I'll have a look at the comments then when we park up. That was FS Realistic Shutter. Yes, FS Realistic Shutter. It's not, you know, it's not really head shake. Do you know what I mean? And I actually wrote to them and they said, well, yes, the head shake, because the aircraft moves around you with this, right? At the minute with FS Realistic. Rather than your head moving like an X-plane, okay? So your head should move. And it looks 10 times better. 100 times better. And even the wings shudder. The whole airplane shudders if you look from the outside with FS Realistic. They do their best, and the problem is, it's not their fault, it's the SDK. They need to get the SDK so it just be like X-Plane, you know. Let's see if we can get a taxi to a gate and get a marshaller, shall we? Let's do that. Let's see if ATC will allow us to do that. Let's turn to ground, services, request taxi to gates, please. Taxi to gate 23 using taxiway Zulu. Okay, gate 23, taxiway Zulu. So we've got to be on taxiway. See, mouse isn't working again. That is fury. That really was very annoying. Now it's going to go around and all that kind of stuff, and you know, but it's only the mouse. See, I can't zoom in now, and then sometimes I can. How many mice do I have to go through? Where's Zulu? Gate 23. Now the mouse is working. That's bizarre. Gate 23. Well, I'll tell you what we can do. We've got our baby legs on. Just can't see any signs yet. No, we can't. Oh. Gate 26 he said, didn't he? It's over here. That's over here. Let's see what... no, it's dead ahead. Sorry, it's 23? No, not in 26. Maybe it's 23. I can't remember now. What's he say? That's where you write down everything. Yeah, gate 23. Okay, great. Gate 23. Just this one. Good. Is that a big airport in Bristol? Come on. Come on. Right, slow down too much there, and I've got to add loads of power to start moving again. There we go. There we go. I don't see a marshaller. I don't see a marshaller at all. It's a pity. No marshaller. The tow truck shouldn't be there like that, folks. I'm pretty convinced that the tow truck should not be there like that. It doesn't make sense to be... It's in the way. You know, it's in the way. Now the mouse is gone. The mouse zoom is gone again. It's just acting up entirely. And that's good at my approach. And I'm blaming the mouse. And it's very distracting. Incredibly distracting. There we go. Yeah, you see the mouse here. The wheel isn't working. Parking brake on. Let us look at the replay. Okay, I'm not going to switch off the engines or anything. I'm going to leave the flaps down on purpose because that's what we had to the way in, because it doesn't actually record it. Let's have a look at the recording. Let's have a quick look at the chat there. Tea time, says Johnny F. We'll have to land this later. Oh, what a pity. Iceberg for all and see Doggy too tired today for helping to land. Yeah, interesting buttons. She's gone for a few walks today because I had to bring her out for a walk rather than letting outside the backyard because that whole fence thing. The fence blew down. I have to figure that out now tomorrow as well. Brie Crowley 57, welcome. That was a fantastic shutter. It was. FS realistic shutter. Yes, it was. That guy that sneezes randomly makes me jump every time it does. On YouTube then, Cherokee is saying, arm the approach. Yes, it did. Thank you. Tilt autoland with only one autopilot engaged. It's still autoland with only one autopilot engaged. Is it really? Okay. I didn't know that. Right. I thought you have two. In the 737 you have to have the two, don't you? Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Not standard practice, but will autoland. Are both required for Cat 3? I believe so, UK Sim Pilot. I believe so. They are on the 737 as far as I'm aware. But I just assumed they are. I watched videos on it. Cherokee, UK Sim Pilot. Oh, he's entering UK. Okay, thanks. That's your questions. There's loads of different types of Cat 3 landings. Cat 3B is with two autopilots engaged. Okay. Cat 3B is lower than your descent. Okay. Oh yeah, he says the reason you can descend lower is because you have two autopilots. So you basically have a backup autopilot to keep flying the aircraft if the other autopilot goes down. So you can do it with one, but it's not a good idea, I think. False Storm, welcome on YouTube. I like your training wheels gripper. Beats those huge, big blue ones as standard. I know, I don't like them either. They're nice and subtle, aren't they? Let's have a look at the replay. So let's stop the recording. Stop the recording. And let's replay. Now, I'm going to pause it. Oh, I can't pause it here. Can I pause it? Okay. No, it won't pause. Okay. Look at this. It's going crazy. See inside the cockpit, I can't tell what's happening. You know, you can't see any actual indications at all inside the cockpit. Now, I'm going to talk about that. That's a problem for me. That bug is... That just makes me sad. Because I want to analyse stuff, you know. Now, I know that approach was a bit messy-uppy. I should have gone, you know, I should have gone sterile and I didn't in time. A sterile cockpit. I should have shut up, right? I was trying to do everything at once. But I wanted to see if I could get on it. And we're all good here. I had the problems with the mouse here, which really aggravated me. So now this whole recording thing, I was looking at Flight Control Replay by, well, what was his name? Anyway, there's another one called Flight Control Replay, and apparently I can't definitively see yet. Does it record everything as you actually did it in the cockpit? Now I may have to buy it to find out. You know. But that would be great. And also in the flight control replay, you can do an approach over and over again. You just rewind and go live. You know? Now that's the mess there. See that? Remember that? That was when I was too low there, and you know, I should have gone around at that point. Really, and we all knew that. But I want to see if I get it back in. Just for shits and giggles. So that was me messing around with the flaps too late. Right, the flaps went down way too late, and of course there's a big nose up. I have to shove the nose down. Let's see the landing. Okay, that was alright, wasn't it? Let's have a look from this view. That's an okay landing. A late down the runway though. Why was that? No, because I was late putting on the flaps. That all happened very quickly, you know. That would have been a go around, but it happens very quickly when you get close to that ILS. I'm not complaining about that landing. It's a firm landing. That's what I wanted. Oh, I wasn't too late down the runway, was I? I think... Oh, maybe I was. I think ideally, these two big guys here... Oh, let me get off there for our friend coming to land there. I was a little bit late down the runway, but not too late, I don't think. So there we go. Not too bad. I want to see our friend coming in here. That's one of us. And of course, it won't show the tag. Red Cap is with us. War Masters was with us. Shrill Pegasus, I think you were with us. That chap Lanny, I think he was with us as well. I just wanted to get off the runway for him. Is he going to crash into me now? Oh, he disappeared. Oh, shame. So thank you all, folks, for flying along. Thank you all for flying along. Now, one thing I want to do before I stop the stream, if you don't mind, right? If I'm doing a turnaround, I have to come out of the sim and back into it to reset everything, okay? Can I do that without having to go out of the sim and back in? Right, I would really like to do that. So let's get the replay here and just put us at the gate. Stop replay. Right, let's hop inside, okay? Ideally, I'd like to go again now, right? Thank you very much. So I want to reset the FMC, okay? And I want to do a new flight plan. So let's do a new flight plan first, just for practice. So I'm just going to kick off any old flight plan here, okay? So I'm going to go to SimBrief. Let's just try to see if this works. New flight. New flight. Let's just go, say, from where we are. Echo Golf Golf Delta to Echo India to Dublin, right? Let's just say, okay, to go home for the night. So we're on A320 now. I'm just going to kick that off. Generate flight. That puts it into the cloud, and we can load it up now into the FMC, right? So now here's my problem. If I go to flight plan, oh, it's just interesting. Okay, okay. Init, because I tried this before. Let's try this init request. If this works, we're off to the races. No, no, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Right, so that's what I was hoping that would happen. Okay, it's not going to do it. So I think I saw a setting in here. Is it maintenance? FMS reset, that's what I'm looking for, right? So let's do that. Confirm. Okay, so it's done, right? Go back into flight plan, into init. And let's try and request that flight plan we just did for the way back to Dublin. And it's not going to work, no. So that's, you know, one thing I'll have to do. But it's not the end of the world, because I can just put a, I could just put a screen up, you know, getting ready for the next leg or something. It's not the end of the world, really, folks. So it is, though. I would like to do it straight away. It's very frustrating. Now I'm going to have a look at the comments there to see if anyone's telling me. What's this IRS init? No, that's okay. So let's have a look at the comments to see if anyone has an idea as to what to do that. Iceberg says, see, Dougie's too tired. Oh, yes, you said that. It was a FS. Yeah, we read that. Let's have a look here and see if you're in it. No. Anyway, so maybe tomorrow I'll do a double flight. I'm hoping, if I have the time. And I'll just come out. I'll just create a screen. We'll come back in again. So, folks, thank you very much for following along. Let's have a quick look at Bristol, the one I got, and another new airport here. Someone obviously crashed down there. Let's have a quick look at Bristol before I go, if you're curious. Valsip says that's the first thing I do when I log into the stream. Cherokee Gripper init works as follows. Oh great, you're going to be found out. Hang on, I'll come back to the airport. So, Cherokee's telling us init works as follows to restart it again, okay? Okay, I'm with you now, Cherokee. I'm with you, Cherokee. I'm eagerly looking at your comments there on YouTube. Eagerly. Maybe I have to switch off and on the IDRS. I'm guessing now. You must first put the flight plan number in the left side of the screen. Okay, let's follow your instructions here. You must first put the flight number into the left hand side of the screen. Okay, let's say 02. Okay. Is that it? No. Then, he's saying, BA123. Okay. I'll do exactly as you tell me here, right? Okay, that's done. That's done. You may be the hero of the day again, Cherokee, with this. You may be hero of the day, folks. We're going to learn how to reset our flight plan without having to go back out into the sim. We've got a fuel up and everything, which is great. Get all the bags off and all that kind of stuff. So now, Cherokee then says, no, leave IRS alone. Nothing to do with that. The IRS. Okay, I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. A little bit of a delay from what Cherokee sees. It's like 30 seconds on YouTube, folks. So he's typing in on YouTube and he sees me talking 30 seconds later. So we've got to be patient to see how we reset our flight. I'm just watching the screen here with the comments there. Don't leave me hanging now. He might leave me hanging. Just for cracks, just in giggles. Let's say hello. Anyone else at the chat there? So the update is quite good, folks, I have to say. If it doesn't work, don't blame me. Not at all. No, no. Is that all I do? If that doesn't work, don't blame me. So all I have to do is put the flight plan number in, Cherokee, is it? Or the flight number. Is that all? Well, let's try... no, that didn't work. That didn't work. It works in the real world, so I've been told. Okay, no worries. Maybe it's just not completed. Let's try putting in to from, just for shits and giggles, shall we? So we're in Echo Golf Delta. And we're going to Echo India Delta Whiskey. No, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. No worries. No worries. We'll just I'll just have a quick intermission for like a minute. Come out and come back in. It won't take long. So I'll work on that maybe now. So folks, thank you very much for following Cherokee. Thanks a million for your help. You've actually been a gold dust. Thank you very much. Clappy D and to everyone, of course I haven't mentioned because I'll be here for 20 minutes if I mention everybody. And also we'll see you tomorrow. Iceberg, thank you very much. Johnny F, Warhamster and all the guys that haven't been around for a while. Now I did say I'd have a look at the airfield there very quickly. Let's speed up the camera a little bit. So this is the Bristol scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's the more expensive one because it's got the better rating. But it's acceptable. I would like to see now on more airports people wandering around inside, or at least shadows of movement inside the terminal buildings, you know. So, for example, I'm parked... Where am I? I'm here now. Wouldn't it be great when you're sitting in the cockpit there to see people wandering back and forth? Even a shadow would do. Do you know what I mean? Just a bit of movement, a bit of more life. I know. We're spoiled for choice, really. It's not a big airport, and I like these regional airfields because... taxiing isn't so complicated. Dudoc, thank you very much. Redcap. It's not showing anyone else's. I know there's more of you there. There's Shady Sim there. But it's a good airport. Look at all the stuff and things here. All the cars. It's well detailed. It's well detailed. It really is. Right, there's Shady Sim taking off again. Well, that showed that very well. That's very high fidelity, isn't it? That showed up very, very well. Was he going to try and land? Too short? It's going to be a crash. Oh, he's going to crash, folks. Okay, so there you go. There's all the traffic loaded in, all the easy jets and whatnot in Bristol. It looks fantastic. It really does. And folks, you know what? I will see you tomorrow at the usual time, 5 o'clock. Thank you very much, all. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you very, very, very soon. Ciao, ciao.